If you're looking for a video on how to check the valves on your classic 350 Reborn, this is not a good video. There are lots of excellent professional looking videos by some great YouTubers. Go and find one of them, because we're going to rip into this thing and it's not going to be very good. So stop looking, don't even look, don't even look at me. Hello and welcome. So if you've made it this far, thank you. Now what we're going to do today, and why it's going to be a bit unusual, is because I'm rebuilding this crashed 350 Reborn, which I hadn't started until I first saw it. And it's quite a noisy engine, noisier than it should be really. So before I start getting into it, it'd be nice to know that the engine does go a bit quieter, and I'll show you that now. So I want to redo the valves, the valve clearances, check it's okay, but I just want to do it quickly and get it over and done with without sort of doing it properly. So I thought, let's see how fast we could do it. Because everything is scratched. If you missed the first episode, everything, the tank is dented, nothing has escaped damage pretty much, except the central core of the engine. So we can be really careless, really fast, and really disrespectful of this motorcycle in a respectful way. So just for fun, we're going to see how fast we can do the valves on this bike. And I think we can do this pretty fast. I might even try and do it without taking the tank off properly, just to see what a really bad bodge would be like. But let's have a listen to the engine first and you can see what I mean. Okay, if I take my mic off, you can sort of hear the top end. But also, it's doing it from the bottom end as well. So we got the top end tick, and from the bottom end as well. Now that was a bit concerning, but luckily, using this bit of foam left over from the Meteor seat, I found out, I think it's just a blow from this exhaust joint, because if I wrap this up, I can get rid of the bottom end one. So that's just a blow from the exhaust, so I'm much happier about that now, because I didn't want the bottom end of the bike to be damaged. And if I seal that joint again, hear that top end tick. So let's sort these valve clearances before it gets too hot. Right, I'm ready, I think. Let's go. I got a small selection of tools. I got my feeler gauges with my 0.18mm feeler for the exhaust. And what was it? 0.08mm for the inlet. Got my spark plug spanner, some 10s and 12s. I got my phone, not because I'm going to phone a friend, but we're going to see how long this takes. So it's 11:27 AM. Let's start the clock. Right, I do want to take the seat off because I want to lift the tank. That's I should have looked, that is 12mm. Funny enough, I think these are already loose because I've been playing with the seat. Yeah, so I already gained a couple of seconds there, really, haven't I? One long. One short. Seat. Okay. Excuse the moving, there's going to be a lot of that today. Okay, looks like we've got an 8mm and a 10mm. To be fair, having done it on the Meteor recently, I am pretty prepared. But after you watch this, you should be pretty prepared as well. So underneath this side, we've got a fuel pipe, quick disconnect, and an electrical connection. But just for a laugh, we're going to see if we can get away with not doing that. Let's see how far we can lift the tank. Right, so basically the front of the tank is just hitting the frame top tube. But either way, let's wedge some wood in there and see if we can do it anyway. Cam cover. Let's get the HT lead out of the way. And I think we'll do the spark plug now. There's a bit of a bodge of a spark plug spanner, because I left mine elsewhere. Of course I'm hitting the tank, but it doesn't matter, because that's the least of its worries. Oh, check me out, whacking the tank. Oh, I'm such a bad mechanic. Oh, come on. Oh, I'm such a bad person. Look at the plug. A little bit rich maybe, but then I have been playing about with it in the unit here. Right, rocker cover. One 10mm this side, one the other. Now, I have slightly anticipated there's not much room. But what I have got, which I picked up in one of the 4-letter word supermarkets, is this lovely low profile socket set. So instead of sticking on the top, this part goes over the top and you end up with this really low profile tool. And not only that, they're hollow, so if you're trying to do something with a long stud, it slides down over the stud. Anyway, enough talking. Okay, bit tight. I think with this I can even do that, look. Got to change the direction now. The end of this spanner is end of this bolt is completely visible. You can do that with a 10mm open-ended spanner. Comes loose quickly. Come on, let's talk in more bodging. Oil seal will be on the top. Rubber side down, metal side up. So I Poe in then. Right, to the other side. Do you want to come and see? Oh, I may as well. If you get seasick, this might not be the video today, so fair warning. Right, the tank is not the only problem, because the coil is mounted on a bracket that's hanging down here, which is going to stop the rocker cover coming off, which is a shame. But we're going to see if we can work around it. Right, I'm just going to lever that slightly from the other side. There we are. Right, this might all be for nothing. I can't actually access the valves. Okay, that just popped up off the gasket. I can feel the gasket pulling out of its cover. There we go. There's gasket sealant on here. So someone sealed this in. Doesn't look like the factory sealant to me, but it could be. But at 7,000 miles, I would hope that this would have been done. But, can you see it there? Okay, stand by a sec. Okay, so I've just brought you in a bit there. So, rocker cover up. There is the exhaust valve. If I pan across, sorry about the focus, you'll have to wait while I do it manually because it's too close for the... There's the end of the cam sprocket. And the first thing we've got to do, there's a hole in that cam sprocket, which we can't see yet, but it has to be at the top. Because that'll make it top dead center on the compression stroke. So what I'm doing, I'm going to put it in 5th gear. And I've got my foot on the back wheel. And I'm turning the engine until that hole, which better exist. Ah, there it is. Let me just move you up slightly. There. That hole there in the top of the camshaft only exists in one place. So I'm just bumping that with my foot. To get it right at top dead center. Which I'm just doing by eye. You can see as I turn the wheel with my foot, like some circus act, I can bring that hole around. Right, got no idea if this is going to work. Here's the exhaust adjuster. You hear that? That's the existing play. If I get my feeler gauge, it's possible. This one's actually all right. Or maybe even too tight. So there is clearance, but it's actually not enough. Well, actually, I just get my feeler gauge in. But it does feel a bit tight. I think, right, tell you what, let's loosen it, see if we can reset it. To use the open end. Oh, that's tight. Yeah, access is pretty tight like this. Can I undo it though? Obviously there's a flat head on top of there. Let's pull that out. Okay. Right, feeler gauge is in. Obviously I'd like to pull it down on the top a bit, but I can't really do that, so we're just going to tighten it down and see what we're left with. So there's me opening it up thinking it's going to be needing tightening up, and it was actually too tight. Okay, it feels a little loose. No, too tight. Oops. Right, I'll lightly grip it this time. Right, that feels a lot better. I'll tighten this up, hopefully without knocking everything apart. Okay, how's that? Excellent. That feeler gauge is dragging nicely. And even if I lift this rocker, try and lift it up, it's still dragging nicely. Perfect. That's done. Let's do the inlet. Okay, inlet side. Let's hope access is a bit easier. Oh, it may not be. Technically, it's nearer. Oh, where's my feeler gauge? But just above here, this electrical connector is stopping that, and the coil just above it. Actually, I wonder if I can pop that off. Something just fell off. Can't be good. Oh, got it. That should give us just a little bit more room. Oh, that might just be enough, look. Getting in there is not so much of a problem, but getting some light in there is. Right, that's better. So I've got the right one, 0.08 millimeters. So this one might be tight as well. The problem is as well, with a 0.08 mil feeler gauge, it's so skinny and thin. It's very hard to get in there without just bending. Right, we've come this far. Let's just try and bodge it like we did the other one. So, loosen the lock nut. Get a finger in there to unscrew it a little. I think I unscrewed it a little. Nope. Yeah, definitely do this the proper way. Although it is fun to act like a backyard mechanic. I seem to have jammed it in now. I don't want to break the fuel injector. Actually, can I get that connector off? Okay, it's dragging. Now can I do up the lock nut without ruining everything? I got a better view looking in the viewfinder than actually seeing it with my eyes. Still dragging, good. Just need to somehow get this spanner on. Okay, can I get that back in? And I'm sure I can, because it was in there a second ago. Yeah, lovely. Lovely drag pull through. Right, so just check that was tight. Nice. Now, the challenge. Right, let me just wipe my hands quickly. Up inside here, there are no features at all on the top of the cylinder head to engage or place the rubber gasket. And the rubber gasket fits in a gutter inside here, the rocker cover, cam cover. It's quite hard to see. Just up here. Now, we just need to make sure that's still in place. Because if it's not, you'll never really know until all your oil comes leaking out. So you can see it there. Just try and focus you. And this side of it is fixed to the cylinder head under this cover. So we have to hope that somehow, there's the gutter, that this is going to fit up inside there. Now ideally you'd have taken all this off, put the gasket in the rocker cover, placed it. But no, we haven't done that. So I'm going to feel around my fingers to check it's engaged. So the far side is fine. Far side is fine. It's coming closer. We're engaged. We're engaged. And as it gets here, this is the final bit. Right, I think that's in. It's moving because, like I said, there's no physical engagement on the cylinder head to lock it in place. You just have to sort of trust that that is what's going to happen. So, I think it's right. 2 bolts this side with oil seals. Finger tight to start with. Metal side up with those oil seals. There's a metal side and a rubber side. Metal side faces upwards against the bolt. Rubber side downwards. Let's pop the other side in, finger tight. If you're a regular viewer of one of my videos, I can only assume today you must think I've had some kind of energy drink attack. Although I still feel it's going to be quite a long video. I'm just going to get those a little tight. Not super tight, just a little tight. And the third one. And this. Right, I've pulled that up to what I think is an appropriate tightness, so I can't get my torque wrench in. Ooh, there was an electrical connector we pulled off, wasn't there? Where is it? Up there somewhere. Ow. Ow, you sharp bugger. That's what you get from rushing as well. There. Gotcha. Spark plug. Right, so what have I undone? I undid that electrical connector, I put it back. Took the cam cover off, put it back. tank and whatnot. This is quite a deep seating spark plug. You won't go nuts on it. HT lead. Right. Not much left now. Bit of wood. Okay. Seat. I'll fake putting this bolting, but I don't really want it. But, you'd almost thought I'd done that before. Okay. One more bolt. Just looking around. Any spare parts left? No. Will it start? No. I mean, I don't really want this done up, but can't do that one up anyway. Right. Quick check. Everything in place. All the parts. Nothing's hanging out. I think that's in. Okay, stop the clock. 46 minutes. There we go. We don't know if it runs yet, but Royal Enfield J Series platform. Valve check, 46 minutes without taking the tank off. Not bad. That's probably how a lot of dealers are doing it, I think. But will it start? Right, here we go. Okay, it's very low on fuel, which is why it's struggling to start, I think. Because it was perfect before I was playing with it last time. I knew there was only a tiny bit of fuel. Right, so let's cover up that exhaust blow. I'm not sure it's massively different, but it is better. It's definitely better. It sounds a lot more like the Meteor anyway. And it's not making me think, oh, that's a noisy engine. Obviously, there is still a tappet sound. But in the context of the bike, I think it sounds quite normal. That's that exhaust blow. But don't worry about that, because this exhaust will be getting sorted. I think it sounds good. And even if it doesn't, at least we know they're right. try that again. Oh, that's lovely. I love it. Seeing it's here, let's try the Meteor. Let's see what that sounds like. Now, this has got a wildly different exhaust. It's a completely different room, so it's all going to sound different, but we'll have a listen anyway. Let's have a listen. There you go. What do you think of that? That's not bad, is it? So that's 46 minutes on the timer from start to finish. But I was messing around with the camera quite a bit and the light. I had to go and pick up the light, and so I'd probably get that down to less than 40 minutes. And the camera was all in the way, and I know, excuses. But either way, proof at least. You can do a J series valve clearance adjust without completely removing the tank or really disassembling anything. The only bolts were the seat bolts, tank bolt, 3 cam cover bolts, and we pulled an electrical connector off and a spark plug. So there you go, it can be done. I'm not recommending you do it that way. I think it would have been a lot easier to remove the tank. I've got a video showing me taking the tank off, but all the videos show it in a way anyway. I'll leave a link earlier on, somewhere up there. That would have been easier with it off. But it was mission accomplished because I got that done. Made it a little quieter, not a lot. But having listened to the Meteor, I can hear the Meteor. It seems pretty much the same, though because the exhaust is so much louder and it's outside, kind of, it's a bit hard to tell. But at least from seeing the valves, I can see, as you can see from my hands, the valve stems were well oiled. They weren't dry. When I was using the feeler gauge, it wasn't, the tops of the valves didn't feel damaged. So having seen it, I'm a lot happier. Perhaps we'll just stick a loud exhaust on this anyway and cover it all up. But that was fun to check. So next time someone says, oh, do you have to take the tank off? You can say, well, kind of, but not necessary. I got quite small fingers as well, which might help. I was starting to get my hair off a bit on that inlet valve. There wasn't much room. And the bracket for the coil, I can only assume it's likely that there'd be a light scratch in the top of the cam cover, but not in any way that you could possibly see, because obviously it's right up under here. I'm just feeling it now. Actually, there's a sticky label on top. I can feel with my fingers. Yeah. Either way, that'll all be coming out to be polished anyway. Ow! That's hot. But lovely. That was a good exercise. A good exercise. So if you've got 40 minutes spare, you can go and do your valves, can't you? Now, what's coming next? Next time is to be interesting. We're not going to start ripping into it yet. I still want to play with some more things. The tyres have arrived at home. We're going to have a look at those. The white wall tyres. We're going to have a little play with that. And we're going to try a different tank. We're going to try a Royal Enfield Hunter tank. See if it fits, because I've got one off a scrap bike. and a Meteor tank. So next time, Royal Enfield Classic 350 Reborn with a Hunter tank and a Meteor tank, and we'll do some filtering to try and sort the colour out, and we'll compare the three: original, Meteor, Hunter tank, Classic 350, white wall tyres. I think that's quite enough. I'm excited already. So thanks very much for watching, as always. It's great to have you along. Please like and subscribe if you can. And I'll see you next time.